Hi everyone, my name's Tearne. I'm one of the gap year students. I'm sure you've seen me around on some of the posts and videos. So I'm just here to share a devotion today. I've been trying to think about what I could share with you guys for a couple days now, and one thing keeps popping up in my head, so I feel like I should share that with you. Okay, the thought that keeps popping in my head is that I like to think of my relationship with God as if it is a plane ride. I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain. Okay, so flights, for the most part, they're pretty smooth, right? They have minimal disturbances, they have pretty okay food, and they've got like good entertainment. However, something that is always like a possibility while you're on a flight is experiencing turbulence. Now, personally, I don't like turbulence, but I also know that you can't avoid it on every flight, and some flights will get it, some flights won't. And in that aspect, that's kind of how I think about like my relationship with God. So there will be days when you experience turbulence physically, and there will also be days when you will experience it in your relationship with God. For example, have you ever prayed about a situation in your life and found yourself waiting for a breakthrough? Have you ever wondered why the answer hasn't come yet? You know, sometimes we pray long and hard about a situation in our life without receiving any answers. And we actually just learn to live with it. We go on about our day wondering if or when God will send or give us the answer. But I want you to know that God does actually hear those prayers. He's working out the answers even though we may not know all of the details. Our situations can change so suddenly, so quickly without warning. And that's like turbulence. So for me, and I'm sure everyone else, turbulence is just a fact of life. Not every day will be a happy one. There will sometimes be days of sadness, anger, hope, joy, fear, doubt, and so much more. Not just in everyday life, but also in your relationship with God. And I just want you to know that that's actually completely okay. It's all completely normal. The key, however, is how you choose to deal with the turbulence. Will you give up? Will you turn to God and ask for help? Or will you stand and watch God answer you and your prayers? There are so many times in life where we try to fix the turbulence ourselves. How many times have you tried to fix something and instead actually made it worse? I know I do that quite a lot. But this is when we need to learn to turn to God, to trust Him and let Him fix the situation before we turn it into an even bigger problem, which again I am completely guilty of. However, the only way that this works is by learning how to deal with the turbulence in your life, in your relationship with God, by learning how to trust in God and to weather the turbulence. Just like when you're on a plane and all you can really do is trust the pilot to guide you out safely, guide you out of the turbulence. Trusting in Him means believing what He says about Himself, what He says about the world, and what He says about you. Trusting God is more than a feeling. It's a choice to have faith in what He says, even when your feelings or circumstances would have you believe in something different. I actually came across a quote which says, "Turbulence is only experienced by those who are flying." So, especially on your hard days, I hope that you remember this quote. That even when everything seems to be difficult, or things seem to be falling apart at the seams, that this is just your patch of turbulence. That throughout it all, you're still moving forward. You are still flying. You're flying into a relationship with God. You're flying into the unknown of the future, and you're trusting in Him to make everything smooth for you again and to bring you out of the turbulence. So I just have a little Bible verse to go with that, and then that's our devotion for today. So the Bible verse is actually Jeremiah 17:7, and it says, "But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him."